guys, and welcome back to my channel. One of the main goals to this channel is actually to interact with you and also to do as much as possible to give you the information that you guys have been actually requesting. And in my previous video, I received a lot of support, and by the way, I really appreciate. And also we had most of you actually just asking questions or actually interacting with me, and I took time to actually answer one of my favorite and also one of my best person who is in terms of support. Her name is Margaret. I'm not saying well. I think her name is Margaret. You asked me, or you said that, "Hi Phoebe, thank you for a very important talk about such subjects. Can I ask you, how young do girls get put into arranged marriages? I really find this a terrible situation for anyone. It's shocking to know this is happening. I have noticed Turkish men, a big percentage is very easily made angry. I have seen this even in shops on holiday resorts. They get angry if you don't want to buy shoes, or let's just continue to see what she said. If you don't want to buy shoes or handbags, etc., and use intimidation to some extent. So I'm wondering if they do these things with their wife when at home." That is one of my subscribers, or one of my supporters who normally come. I really appreciate your questions, and I'll try to answer according to my opinion, according to my research, and also without actually generalizing or without saying that this happened to each and every person here in Turkey. So I've made this video, today's video, specifically talking about anger, and also in terms of actually relationship, and also here, like according to your question about Turkish men being angry all the time, and you were asking if this is actually how they treat their wives. And I want to give you my own observation also on this subject, and also give you some of the tips, and without actually just not generalization, like without saying that it is every man or everybody in Turkey who does these things. So welcome to my channel. If you don't know, my name is Phoebe. I'm a Kenyan, married here in Turkey, living here in Turkey with my family here. So let's dive into this discussion. And by the way, if you have any questions and you have any comments to ask, to write, you can do so in the comment section, and I'll be so glad to actually read some of your comments. So welcome. Now, in regard to anger, I have to say that anger is a natural emotion that can actually arise regardless of the of where you are coming from, or regardless of the person. It is a natural thing that can occur, and also it occurs in different relationships, whether here in Turkey or in Kenya or anywhere in the world, to people. And some of the things that I want to share with you, I'm not just referring to Turkey, but also to different people, like everybody in the world. So when it comes to anger, if you don't manage it well, you can actually end up harming someone else who is actually innocent. And in recent years, or in recent days, we have seen a lot of reports in terms of relationship, and also in terms of violence, like here in Turkey where I live, men actually being so violent to women. And I'm not just trying to say that there are all of them, but a few of men who are just bad and they don't have goodwill. And sometimes these kind of emotions, this kind of anger, if not well managed, it can lead to violence, and also domestic violence. It can lead to actually physical or emotional damage. And that's why it is so important for us to discuss, especially for those ladies or for those people who are aiming to enter into relationship. because you don't want to actually go into a relationship and then you end up being hurt, or you end up being injured just because of an angry person or a person who has anger issues. So your question was about how do Turkish men actually treat, if they treat their women the same as you have described, as you have seen in the UK. Now, I have to say that not everybody does these things in Turkey. I live here, I'm married here for 3 years. For the past 3 years, I have seen good and also I have seen bad people. But in terms of anger, like husband just being angry, there must be a reason why they are always like this. And sometimes if we go into deep to find what are some of the reasons why people actually get angry, you'll find that either the person is angry because he is being triggered to do something, or being triggered by emotions. And what are some of these things, like what are some of the things that a person can do for you to actually get in this situation? So let's just dive in and discuss some of these things. So when it comes to anger, there are so many reasons why a person can get angry. And like I said, not everybody in Turkey has anger issues, or not everybody in Turkey, or not every man in Turkey gets angry so easily. Some of the reasons why these people are actually, these particular people who are always angry or who are easily triggered by anger, some of the reason might be because they are frustrated, because of they might be stressed up because of misunderstanding, and also because of just in terms of misunderstanding, in terms of culture, in terms of communication. If you have poor communication, then they might be issues arising, and someone can easily get angered. And also you will find that there are some men who are just envious, or who are actually jealous of their partners. They don't want their partners or their wives to do certain things, or to advance, or to do or something. And when the wife tries to talk, they might actually think that, oh, she's trying to be above me, and I must be the leader, you know. And also cultural differences, and also what the society has put to man. Like in Turkey, men are preferred, or in terms of leadership, or in terms of actually leading the house or the home. So they might have that, some people or some men, they might have that feeling that they, because they are the head of the house, or because they are the men, they should lead the women, and women should be submissive, like they should be under them. And when a woman tries to talk, or when a woman tries to do something for herself, then the man might think that, oh, this woman is trying to be above me, and for me to actually she's not listening to me. And you'll find that we will have that misunderstanding, which will bring a lot of frustration and also a lot of anger to this man, okay? And also can lead to violence, domestic violence, that I was speaking in the other time in the previous video. So among Turkish men that I have met, and I'm not talking about my friends or my particular person or husband, I found them, yes, they have anger issues in terms of getting angry, but it doesn't mean that their anger is like it happens each and every time. No, the ones that I know, they are good men. They are good men who love their families, and also who respect their families. Despite this thing about Turkish men or men being angry, you'll find that majority of Turkish men or Turkish people here, they are family oriented. They love their wives, they love their children, they love their families. They want the best for their families. Just a few of them who, like I said, they might be triggered by stress or frustration, or hard thinking that this woman, maybe she doesn't love me, or I'm envious, you know, those bad feelings, okay? But majority of them, 90% of them, they are good people. They are people who love their families. My little girl, she's here. She's gonna make some noise. Are you? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you playing? Huh? Okay, so you're gonna bear with me because she's making a little noise. She wants to be in the video. Okay? Now, before I got interrupted by my little girl here, like I was saying, anger is something that should be actually not allowed in families, not even not allowed, should be talked, like we should talk about it. We should try to find solution and also encourage people, or especially the women or the young girls who are aiming to get married. They should know the person before, the person's character. Try to know that person before actually entering into any relationship. Because, for instance, if that person, you get married to an angry person, a person who has anger issues, and then that person hurts you, maybe breaks your hand or maybe does something bad to you, where will you get the spare parts for your body? There's no spare part for your body. So be very careful, and also you must know the person that you are dating. If you find that this person has anger issues, try as much as possible to avoid that person before going even further into marriage stuff. Okay? So some of the consequences of anger in a relationship is that anger has bad consequences, because remember, when you are angry, sometimes you do some things that are not good. For instance, it can lead to actually you are angry, you do stuff maybe to an extent of hurting that particular person that you think that maybe your wife or your child, and then you end up actually losing them because you never know what will happen. Anger can cause actually misunderstanding, and also it can cause actually distance, like the wife will distant from you when you are angry at her all the time, when you do things that are not right, even on your own child or on your children. Anger can have bad or a negative impact to your family as a whole. There won't be trust between you and the wife or the children because they don't trust you with anything. And also it can lead to emotional frustration, because who wants to be in a relationship whereby we have fighting all the time, or someone is always angry at you? Nowadays people want joy, they want happiness, they want to travel, they want to do things as a family. Not all the time that maybe we are outside with my partner or my husband and he is angry, or the children can notice the difference. It's not a good thing. It is really frustrating. Okay, so it has a lot of bad impacts on the family as a whole, and also on a relationship where kids are not involved. It has bad impacts. So it is something that need to be talked about and also need to be handled well or discussed. If you have anger issues, you know that you are dating, maybe you are dating a particular person who has anger issues, the best advice for me is actually for you to actually stop the relationship, because it goes further if you see that you can't handle this. And if you can handle, maybe you know that person, you love that person, you want to build a family together, try as much as possible to get help. You can get help from professional people, professional therapists who can actually guide you, who can actually give you advice, and also professional therapists in terms of actually mental health support workers. Okay, so my dear ladies, if you are in a relationship whereby the guy is always, or the person who is around you is always angry, you must know some of the signs. Like, you must be very careful, be attentive to what he is doing, what triggers his anger, like what are some of the things that you are saying to him that are actually triggering his anger. If it is something that you can control actually as a person, maybe you are telling him something that he doesn't like, stop telling him. Or maybe if it is a man, stop doing things that are actually bringing those emotions. If you're a man, be responsible. Do not think that because you are just the head of the house, the wife is just there, that she is nothing to you. Try as much as possible to make sure that you are doing the right thing as a man, and also good communication with your wife or with your children, with your family, so that you are not getting angry all the time. Now, I'm going to quickly share with you some of the tips or some of the hacks to actually manage anger, okay? Because we don't want to build a family, or we don't want to build a relationship whereby it is based on anger. Like, when you live with someone who is always angry, you'll find that you are even scared to talk. You are even scared to actually do certain things. You are not free to that person. All the time you will be thinking, oh, if I do this, or if I speak about this thing, or if I do like this, he's gonna get angry. Who doesn't want to live in such an environment? Nobody. Okay, no one deserves that. No one deserves to be mistreated just because you are a man, because you are married up girl. No, 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 no. Now, one of the best way to actually handle anger, especially if you know that you have anger issues, you know that you are dating someone or you are in a relationship and you cannot control your anger, what you can do, or one of the tips to help you manage your anger, is actually to practice mindfulness. Now, this involves actually trying to find strategies or trying to make plans, like try to think about what makes you angry, and also try to actually find ways before even reacting to that particular thing, finding ways to actually avoiding to be angry. Some of the things that you can do is actually to practice, maybe if you know that you're going to get angry or someone has annoyed you, maybe your wife has annoyed you, or maybe your child has, instead of hitting that person, or instead of talking badly, or instead of actually doing something bad, just walk away. If you're a man, walk out of the house and go maybe 2-3 minutes, go away around your house and come back, or find something to do without reacting to that particular thing. If you're fighting, or maybe if you have misunderstanding, try to sit down and rethink what is actually causing this misunderstanding. I understand we might have cultural difference, because for instance, if you are in Turkey, you are dating a Turkish person who has anger issues, and sometimes you come from a different background with different cultural stuff. And as I've said, cultural differences and also some things that have the society have put to a man in terms of leadership. Like now, some of the tips, like I said, you can actually go away around, or just find a way to actually avoid that too much shouting at each other. Try to calm down, try to breathe in and out, try to find solution to your problem without judging that person. And also try as much as possible to find a professional mental health, like a person who can help you professionally to walk you through the journey of anger solving. Okay, I'm really sorry, my little girl, she's here, she's so noisy. But like I always say, try as much as possible, if you are in a such situation, to find a professional mental health worker or mental health therapist, or someone who can actually help you. Now, another tip to actually manage anger, like I said, is actually try to find effective communication. Try to listen to your partner. If you're a man, try as much as possible to actually listen to your partner. What is she saying? What does she want? Like, what did she actually mean when she was talking? Don't just rush into conclusion and try to shout at her or try to tell her, no, you know nothing. No, it's not good. It's not right. Try as much as possible to actually also say clearly what do you want before even you enter into doing something. Try to tell that person, I want this and this to be done. Like, I would love this and this to be done. Not to try to make that person feel insecure or inferior. Just try to communicate effectively, because I believe when we have good communication, then we will reduce the anger issue. And also another important thing is try as much as possible to know your boundaries. You know that if you are dealing, let's say you know that you are business person, or maybe you are doing some stuff, or maybe your clients maybe triggers your anger if they don't do this, or if they don't do according to what you have said. Try as much as possible to know that these are my boundaries as the boss, or as the manager, or as the person who is dealing with this kind of situation. Always try as much as possible to understand your environment, the people that you have, the kids, the type of character they have, and listen to them, what they are actually trying to say, or what they are actually trying to do. Don't just be a person who is into rushing and also doing stuff to other people without giving them a chance to explore or to explain themselves. Okay, So I think those are some of the the tips and hacks you can use to solve or to reduce anger, especially in a relationship. And I would love also to hear from you guys. If you have questions, if you have comments, if you have ever dealt with a person who is angry, how did you manage, how did you solve your anger issues, so that we can help someone else who might be actually in the same situation, or in the same situation whereby anger is an issue. I believe, like I said, not everybody in Turkey has anger issues. Not every man you meet in Turkey who will actually slap you, who will violate you. Now, as I quickly wind up my video, is actually to emphasize on the need of respecting each other. Like in terms of cultural differences, when you get married to a particular person or a particular race, make sure that you are actually respecting that culture as much as possible, and also try as much as possible to understand what are some of the things they are doing. And also, if you are a man, maybe try as much as possible to find a solution. If you are triggered or if you are dealing with anger issues, like I said, try to find a therapist, and also talk to your friends and families who are close to you, who can actually help you to navigate through your relationship without actually causing harm to the other person who is living with you, or to other people who are around you. By doing so, and also finding a professional support, and then you can actually manage anger. Okay, otherwise, to the person who asked this question, I really appreciate you, and also I would love to hear from you, all of you, my supporters, my viewers. What are your thoughts about anger? Have you ever dealt with a person who has anger issues? How did you do it? Like, how did you manage through? How did you maneuver through? And what are some of the thoughts about the topic that we have discussed today? If you're liking my content and you want to hear me talk more, speak more, bring you more content, whichever part you are, I would like you to do a favor for me. Subscribe to this channel, this growing channel, and also like my content, like this video, and also do not forget to put that notification bell so that when I post a new video, you are the first one to view this video. Okay, otherwise, I really appreciate for those people who have been coming each and every time, supporting this channel to grow, actually sending good vibes, actually just my gang team. I really appreciate it. You don't know how much you make me happy when I see some of you posting comments, some of you liking, some of you subscribing. I really appreciate. Until next time again, I'm gonna go ahead and take care of these little people here. They are making a lot of noise. I'll see you next in the next video. Otherwise, from me, it is a goodbye. Bye bye.